Hi Anita, I'm Jasrita. I'm Director Marketing and Communications at Karkinos. Karkinos Healthcare is a cancer care startup, and I'm quite excited to be part of the build team, which is building this startup. Yeah.
I think we are really happy to invite you here.
Thank you.
So there are a couple of questions for you. Since on festive season people are going crazy, especially firms are going crazy to have a lot of offers. They are putting a lot of money to do amazing campaigns, and we all, even in agencies, we are going crazy to deliver things to our clients. So what do you think like that key element which makes every festive campaign a very impactful campaign? Like what should be that key thing that has to be there in the campaign, and how you look at it?
Whether it's a festive campaign or a regular campaign, I think the basics never fail, which is figure out who's the segment that you're talking to, right? So even in a bigger festive segment, while everyone is going shopping, you got to figure who's the person, who's your sort of brand loyalist. Are you talking to your brand loyalist? Are you talking to the category explorers, right? Are you just trying to get the top of mind of, let's say, the unprepared shoppers, etc. I think figuring out who you want to talk to, and therefore then having a very sharp communication targeted at them is very, very important.
That's very true and very. I mean, it's an insight for me. Like people are working into marketing firms, but there is some element that you really want to focus on. Like for some brands, it is more like creating that emotional connection, or maybe having that strong message. So, is there anything that you feel, let's say, for your brand, if I take?
Not so much for my brand, I could say, because like I said, the category that I'm in, a cancer care startup, is got very little to do with the festive brand, right? This is not the category, and I've been associated with healthcare. But if I can talk of myself as a consumer, right? Marketers are also consumers for other brands, right? Then I would say that in the festive season, if there is anything which is sharply targeted to me and not to everyone, right? That appeals to me, right? When I don't feel I'm one of many, when I feel they're talking about me, right? Whether they make that connection because they're talking about people like me, or they make the connection because they're talking about values, aspirations, which connect at a deeper level. So it could be emotional, it could be wit. Right? It's not really about which emotion you use, but it's about being able to make that connection, right? That to me. And as a consumer, I think also it's very important that the campaigns are also secular. I quite like that as a consumer, which takes all the groups along with it, that it is LGBTQ sensitive, right? That it doesn't alienate any at the cost of the other. That is something which at a value level is important to me. And in festivals, I do look forward to campaigns like that.
I just want to know one thing, like, since recently have you come across any brands that you think that, okay, what, this is the marketing campaign, when you saw that campaign, you're like, oh my God, amazing. And any brand or any marketing agency you remember that you love the campaign about?
Yeah, I think quite a few. And I would say, I think the beauty, okay, there are those one-off campaigns that you see in a year. But I'd like to talk about brands which have been consistently doing it for a year and delivering, a bumper festive season or a bumper sort of a campaign year after year. I like to talk about those brands. I think Surf Excel for their Daag Achhe Hain have been trying to do it year on year, right? And in a festive season, when they come up with, like there is a Eid and somebody is going, that campaign, you'll remember that there's a thele wala and this guy is wearing a crisp kurta, but he's going and, he soils his kurta because he's trying to give, samosas to everyone. It's just very beautiful. Or on Diwali, somebody helping the underprivileged and the poor. Because they have been standing for this. It's not that suddenly they've woken up to, today I want to be woke. Today I want to be talking about help the underprivileged or think about others. Therefore, those campaigns resonate because there is a consistency in messaging. Similarly, I think Tanishq has been doing a very good job. I don't care two hoots about the kind of backlash that they had in the last year or so, but showing women and questioning the said notions of what is acceptable in society, what is beautiful, what is conventionally, sort of folk. I think they've been doing a very good job year after year.
I can also recall whatever you were saying in my mind. Okay, wow, the Tanishq does this and Surf Excel has done it. I think beautiful insights. Which personally helped me to think over and introspect also how exactly I want to make the campaign in future.
So a good festive season is about a good festive season, but I think to me, it's more than that. It's sometimes when you start talking about values or concepts which you haven't spoken about, the believability is very, very less, right? And there is a consumer segment out there which says that that you've been consistently talking about it, so therefore, you've built your appreciation for me, for your brands, or for your products, or for your services. So yeah, that.
Thank you so much for your time and great insights.
Thank you, Neeta. I really enjoyed talking to you.